Hello, SMS families and students. Welcome to the start of the 2021-2022 school year. My name is Jason McCreadis, and I have the privilege of serving as principal here at Selbyville Middle School. Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to introduce to you our assistant principals, Ms. Maya McMillian and Mr. Jeff Forgen. Now, we understand that you want to get to meeting your teachers, understanding a little bit about the courses you'll be taking, and what some of those expectations are going to be this school year. But before we get started, there's a little bit of information we'd like to share with you. First, the first day of school for our sixth grade students will be Tuesday, September 7th, while the first day of school for our seventh and eighth grade students is Wednesday, September 8th. The district has implemented the staggered start schedule once again this year. Next, Selbyville Middle School will have a one-to-one initiative with regards to our Chromebooks and student use. Last year, all students had access to Chromebooks. This year, all students will have access to Chromebooks, with the change being students will now be responsible for transporting those Chromebooks home and then back to school each day. So parents, we're going to ask for a little help in trying to ensure that your child's Chromebook is fully charged, whether the night before or first thing in the morning. And the nice thing about Chromebooks is it only takes about an hour to get a full charge that will last up to 8 hours during the school day. Moving on, we're in the process of having a secure front entrance built in the front of the school. This will improve safety and security for everybody, students, faculty, staff, and visitors. This new secure front entrance will be operational for the 2021-2022 school year. However, we're hoping it's operational the first student day, but as you all are aware, shipping and construction supplies and materials right now are not always timely. So we're still waiting on some materials to be delivered on site, but our hope is it will be ready for the first day of school, but if it's not, it will be soon thereafter. The nice thing about our new entrance, visitors will be vetted multiple times. They'll pass through multiple levels of electronically controlled doors before they gain access to our school. And lastly, for those of you who are interested in considering Selbyville Middle School, or if you know individuals interested in considering Selbyville Middle School during the school choice process, I'd like to ask you to either refer to our school's website or direct those who are interested to our school's website for an informational video on our school and our activities offered. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Jeff Forgen.
Thank you, Mr. McCreadis. The 2021-2022 school day hours are from 7:35 to 2:30. Students may be dropped off each morning between 7 and 7:30 at the front loop. Students must be in homeroom by 7:35, or they will be considered tardy. Parent pickup will begin at 2:31, again at the front loop. Our buses will be dismissed by 2:40 each afternoon. However, parents and guardians, please be patient. We expect delays the first few school days as we take our time to ensure that every student is on the correct bus and that the bus drivers, as the bus drivers also learn their students and their bus routes. I want to review a few COVID protocols that we have in place. Due to the governor's emergency order, everyone, this includes vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals, are required to wear a mask in school while students are in the building and also while on school buses. Masks will be made available for those who do not have one. Masks are not required outdoors and while students are eating. All high-touch surfaces will be sanitized daily. Contact tracing procedures are in place. Quarantining will be necessary for individuals who test positive or are unvaccinated close contacts to a positive individual as determined through contact tracing. Close contacts who are vaccinated are not required to quarantine, but should get tested 3 to 5 days after an exposure or if they become symptomatic. As always, please contact Nurse Newsom if you have any questions regarding COVID. Communication. At SMS, communication with families is extremely important. Here's some of the methods of communication you should expect from us. Phone calls, email, Schoology messages, weekly Sunday evening alert now calls, Selbyville Middle PTO Facebook page messages, Selbyville Middle School Facebook page messages. We will use our website as well as our sports website for those of you whose children are athletes. And that website is www.selbyvillemiddlesports.com. We strongly encourage parents and guardians to contact the school with any questions or concerns related to academic or behavioral questions, mental health issues. If you have a change in address or phone number or email address, it's very important that we have the most up-to-date information. And finally, please contact Nurse Newsom with any health, sports physical, or COVID-related questions or concerns. And now, Ms. McMillian.
Thank you, Mr. Forgan. So this year, we are initiating positive behavior interventions and supports. And this year at SMS, we will be showing our pride. We're going to be prepared, respectful, involved, determined, and enthusiastic. We will still have our Indian bucks when showing pride throughout the school day, but we have added some extra bonuses to encourage model citizens on the bus, in the halls, bathrooms, classrooms, cafeteria, and gym. Our dress code policy can be found on the school district's website, but I want to highlight a particular area. One, make sure that your midriff area, cleavage, and posterior areas are not showing. No headgear may be worn in the building at all. When wearing leggings, please make sure that they are covered or underneath a dress so that it does not show your posterior area. And footwear must be appropriate while in school as well. Cell phone policy can also be found on the district's website. Students must power off and store away their cell phones prior to entering the building. They are not be retrieved by a student until after the end of the school day, as determined by the procedures of the individual school. Cell phones discovered in a student's possession during the school day for any reason will be considered a violation of this policy. Cell phones and other communication devices must be surrendered upon demand to the school district personnel. Failure to do so will result in suspension. Indian River School District shall not assume any responsibility for theft, loss, or damage of a cell phone or unauthorized call made on a cell phone. Use of cell phone on buses is permitted while riding to and from on the bus or during the school-sponsored activities is permitted, excuse me.
Thank you, Mr. Forgan and Ms. McMillian. To our SMS families and students, we're looking forward to a great year working with you as we welcome students back at full capacity. Please remember, as Mr. Forgan highlighted, we're only a phone call away and are more than happy to answer or address any concerns you may have. Thank you, and please enjoy this evening's open house.